Hello. I have this tabletop version shop press. It's made by a company called Black Bull. It was purchased from Home Depot through their website, delivered to my home in just a few days, and it was a really good deal. The only real issue I have with it is the working distance right here ranges between 3 and 10 inches. The approximate, there's 3 adjustment holes, and these vertical pieces right here I may have to make a little bit longer. Go from this bolt where my finger is down to the base, and they measure about 19 inches total, and these hole spaces are 3 inches apart. And if my work piece won't fit in there, I'll have to make some longer pieces. And this is the piece here. It's got it's reinforced at the top, and it's got a 1/2 inch hole, and these are a little over 5/8. There's 3 of them, and then you got a hole at the bottom for the support, and then you flip it over, and then there's another hole for the foot. And basically it's just 1.5 inch angle iron. It's I don't know, 1/8 of an inch thick maybe. It's kind of thin, and it wouldn't take much to make another set of those longer if there's not enough working room under the press, because 10 inches is pretty limited by the time you add some either some piping or some large sockets or something to push your work apart with. And down here in the print there's a telephone number. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 Central Time. And the website is buffalotools.com. This is basically a consumer model shop press, and it was purchased for wheel bearings and some other bushings. It's not intended to be used daily. Here's a breakdown of the pieces. And I just want everybody to be able to see what kind of parts comes in this kit, if it's worth buying or not. And I couldn't find any other videos on YouTube about this particular model of press, but Harbor Freight has an A-frame press that's very similar, and I believe it's made by the same manufacturer in China. I'll do this in HD so you can zoom in and really take a good look at it. Freeze it, whatever you need to do. And on the other page, here's a list of the bolts. Sizes of the bolts are all metric. And on the back side, there's another parts diagram. This is the piece of metal I was talking about. The vertical pieces, there's 4 of them total. Like I said, they're only 19 inches tall, so if you needed if you had a thicker work piece, I'm planning to do wheel bearings, and if the steering knuckle won't fit in there, I'll have to make these longer so I can get it in there. It comes with 2 nice press plates. I'll show you the open box here in a minute. And in this corner is the assembled unit. Well, like I say, these instructions aren't very good, but gives you a general idea what you're looking at if you decide to buy this particular item. This press A12T from Black Bull. And the bottle jack that came with it. So there's a standard bottle jack. Doesn't say anything on about where it was made, but if you look at the top of it, it has this bell handle on the top. And if you look at other presses made by Harbor Freight, it has the same bell handle on it, except theirs are painted orange. So it gives me the indication that this whole assembly is made by the same factory in China that supplies Harbor Freight. And it's really easy to get their stuff. Just go to the retail store or buy it from their website. The only issue I had with this jack is this the plunger down here was kind of stuck, and here where it's shiny, it was dry and it had a little rust on it. And I put some air tool oil on it, and that kind of cleaned it up, so it doesn't cut the seals in there and start leaking. Well, that's pretty typical of any manufacturing facility. It's not really a complaint, that's just the way it came. Okay, this is an image of the top of the box. You'll be able to see steel construction, powder coated, paint finish, minimum operating distance 3.5 inches, 90 millimeters, maximum operating distance 9.75 inches, 250 millimeters. The stroke is 5.7 inches or 145 millimeters. And like I said, this picture here is very similar to what Harbor Freight sells. Theirs is painted orange. And I believe they have one that has a taller distance in here, like I was talking about, by changing the metal. And like I said, I'm just trying to show you what comes in with this particular item and how it's different from the other. It says get tremendous pressure with little effort. And that's the point of going 12 tons instead of 6 tons on the bargain model. The 20 ton was about $100 more to ship it, so I ended up with a 12 ton instead of a 20 ton. And this is how it comes in the box. Just a bunch of metal pieces. And it has to be assembled. There's no big deal. Here's one of the pins. And there's a bag of bolts in here. I don't know if they're hard bolts or not. 8.8 hardness. And I'll be back again once I get this thing put together, and I'll show you what it's like, and I'll try to show you pushing the bearing with it. Tell me if that moves. It's going to go pop here in a minute.
Yeah. Turned off.
No.
What are those little balls?
There's the bearing.
What are them little balls?
Little balls go between this outer piece and this inner piece. The first attempt to push it apart, just the balls come out of the outer race. So I had to find one of these sockets that fit inside the race. They're real good. You see it on there? On the screen? And the last time I did this bearing, I had to burn it out with the torch. It had been so hot that it was stuck. Okay. This is the A-frame press assembled. And the only thing I really like about it is it's really narrow between the channels at the bottom, and you don't have a lot of working distance. You can see behind it there's a whole stack of sockets I was using to push a bearing with, and 10 inches of vertical spacers just isn't adequate for automotive work. But for light jobs, it's an awesome press because it pushed my bearing no problem at all. This is kind of what I have on this review.